California. Mr. Lieu is now recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Johnson, for holding this important hearing. The United States Supreme Court does not have an army. The court cannot raise money. The court cannot pass laws. The only power the Supreme Court has is from the belief of the American people that it interprets the laws in a fair and impartial manner. Unfortunately, as a result of some of the conduct of some justices, they have acted more like partisan hacks than judges. Let's just go through some of these examples. Last year, Justice Amy Barrett attended a dinner with the Republican leader of the Senate and a dozen of his friends, and then gave a speech. This year, Justice Gorsuch went to an event that was closed to the press with other people, including Republican Governor Ron DeSantis and former Republican Vice President Mike Pence. Justice Alito, in 2019, attended a Madison dinner with other politicians and Republican donors. This year, Justice Thomas, in the United States Supreme Court alcove, took a picture with Republican candidate Herschel Walker for Senate, and the Walker campaign then sent that picture out. So, Mr. Sherman, what do you think is the damage to the court's reputation if people perceive it as a partisan institution instead of an impartial institution?
Well, I think as Mr. Nadler said, the court's currency is its credibility, and impartiality is the reason, or the perception of impartiality is what gives the court its authority. And I think if the American people begin to believe that the federal courts are not impartial, not only does it damage our concept and conception of democracy, but if people feel like they cannot go to the judicial branch for relief, my fear is that they will rely on extrajudicial means to resolve disputes. This is not just simply some judges who are, taking pictures with politicians or not recusing from cases where there's a financial interest. These are fissures that will undermine the entire foundation of the court. The highest court in the land needs to have the highest ethical standards. Right now, they have none.
Thank you. And the American public now knows this. According to Gallup, that has been tracking Supreme Court ratings, a little over 6 months ago, here's an article that says, approval of U.S. Supreme Court down to 40%, a new low. This February, Axios reported Supreme Court approval rating tanks. But it's not even just partisan behavior. We have just straight up unethical behavior. So, Mr. Roth, you have compiled this list of ethical lapses by Supreme Court justices, and there are a number of them, but man, oh man, you look at Justice Clarence Thomas, his list is like 2 to 3 times as long as anybody else. So let's just go through some of this. Justice Thomas accepted private plane rides and gifts, including a Bible once owned by Frederick Douglass, valued at $19,000 from financier Harlan Crow. Crow also donated $500,000 to help Thomas's wife, Jenny Thomas, establish Liberty Consulting. Is that appropriate, Mr. Roth?
No, it's not, and it's unique, I think, to Justice Thomas. There's not a similar situation with any of the other justices, along with according to what you cited.
Now let's talk about dark money. Justice Clarence Thomas attended a Coke Industries retreat in Palm Springs, California, at a time when Coke was bankrolling several litigants with cases before the Supreme Court. This is even the appearance of dark money. This is Justice Thomas going into the eye of the hurricane of dark money. Mr. Roth, was that appropriate?
It's not appropriate, no.
Okay. Now, I don't care how crazy Justice Thomas's wife is or the crazy things she engages in, but I do care if he attempts to cover up her crazy actions related to the January 6th insurrection, and that is the problem. There is a January 6th congressional committee investigating this, a bipartisan committee. The Department of Justice has indicted people because of the January 6th attack on our Capitol. Jenny Thomas has been sending text messages regarding January 6th to the Chief of Staff of the White House. And then when Justice Thomas votes no on a case about disclosure of documents related to January 6th, that is a problem. He should have recused himself. And let me just end by saying the entire Congressional branch, we have a code of ethics, we have ethics committee. Executive branch has a code of ethics. Only the 9 justices do not. They need one. I yield back.